From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
You got to be lucky, and you have to have a good eye.
One lucky beachcomber on the Oregon coast came across quite the discovery. They unearthed a fossil believed to be more than 20 million years old. Thank you for joining us for The Good Stuff. I'm Tim Gordon. That fossil belonged to a mammal that looked like a hippo, and it spent most of its time, well, in the ocean. Joe Ranieri shows us how a woman came across it and the national attention the discovery is now getting.
Things wash up along the Oregon coast all of the time, from whales to red crab and everything else in between. But one woman spotted something very rare. What she saw was a more than 20 million year old fossil that she found while walking along the beach near Newport. According to this Reddit post, it was spotted late last month while someone was looking for agates. Instead of finding rocks, they found this.
It seems to be a marine-born creature. Somewhat hippo-like, but not actually related to hippos.
Andy Brown owns Paxton Gate in Northwest Portland, a business that's known for selling fossils.
Things wash up, they deteriorate, then they wash back out into the sea, so finding something like this is actually pretty rare.
The finding off the coast has been getting a lot of attention. It even caught the attention of Nick Pienson, a curator of fossil marine mammals at the Smithsonian, who says this is the fossil of a desmostilian.
These were mammals. They're an extinct group of mammals called desmostilians. And I'll show you a bit of what the skull, the owner of the teeth, what its skull would have looked like. This is a cast.
Pienson says they look like a combination of two animals, one being a hippo and the other
very closely related to elephants and also sea cows, both of which are herbivores, both of which are mammals that do interesting things with their teeth.
What he doesn't know is how long it's been along the Oregon coast, but says more than 20 million years ago, these animals were known to swim in the ocean of the northern Pacific. He also has a good idea where it came from.
And sometimes those rocks either fall down from the cliff face or they get churned up by storms. So after a storm is a great time to go look on the beach.
And he says, well, something like this is rare.
You got to be lucky, and you have to have a good eye.
It pays to have luck on your side sometimes.
Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Amazing. Well, did you know that points on the basketball court translate to new trees here in Oregon? The Trailblazers partner with Daimler Truck North America and Portland-based Friends of Trees for the Threes for Trees program. And that is exactly like it sounds. 3 new trees are planted for each three-pointer that the Blazers make. Well, yesterday they celebrated 10 years of tree planting with an event out at Sandy River Delta Park. And this year, so far, they planted more than 2,600 trees.
Obviously, we're here to celebrate all the three-pointers, but really the commitment to the environment and to our local community. So we're here planting trees for the future in order to reduce CO2 in our atmosphere and make the world a better place.
Over the past decade, they planted 19 acres worth of trees, enough to cover 171 basketball courts. That's an interesting statistic, isn't it? Blazers playing tonight, playing the Warriors. Maybe a few more threes, a few more trees. All right, now to another outdoor sport, getting some TLC. The Forest Service just started work to improve safety and sustainability on the Coyote Wall Trail. It's out in the gorge. John Goodwin shows us what you can expect to this week's Let's Get Out There.
I come out here every chance I get.
The Coyote Wall Trail in the Gorge, a stunning sight from miles away.
I'm guessing it's probably about a 1,200 foot ascent in a couple miles.
Nathaniel Brody is the trails manager for the Forest Service in the gorgeous scenic area. It stretches from the Sandy River east to the Deschutes. With over 200 miles of trails, he's got his hands full.
We're about halfway up the hill, surrounded by balsam root arrowleaf and lupin just coming out. It's been a beautiful day.
Wild flowers, wildlife, and a heavenly view. Hang on.
And it's just a jaw-dropping moment.
On a clear afternoon up here, it's like a visual buffet. The mixed-use trail is open to hikers, bikers, and equestrians.
It's a special place, man.
But it's not all R&R up here. Mike Barron is on the crew, hand-finishing this top section.
Trying to create a unique experience and a enjoyable trail for users to come and play on.
Thanks to a $240,000 grant from the Great American Outdoor Act, the Forest Service began construction on the Coyote Wall Trail on April 1st.
So there is a slight camber going into this curve.
Years of erosion and years of planning led to efforts to make the trail safer and more sustainable. Over time, water runoff created these trenches, knee-deep in some spots. This new bike-optimized trail includes more switchbacks and better drainage.
They've never been maintained as an actual official trail system, and they're causing a lot of resource damage. They're also a safety concern because they're close to the cliff's edge. They're impacting nesting peregrine falcon in the cliffs below us.
The trail should be finished by mid-June, and it's still open in the meantime. Reseeding native plants will be the finishing touches when the time comes.
Trail building, you get to put your brush strokes on the landscape, and that's what we're doing.
This is going to be one of Oregon's signature mountain bike trails, and it's so nice to be able to put a trail on the landscape that people are going to want to ride, they're going to have a blast doing it, and that it is better for the ecology and the user experience in general.
In the Gorge, I'm John Goodwin. Let's get out there.
What a great spot. Well, today is National Pet Day, so we asked you to share a photo of your fur babies on social. And boy, did you deliver. Check them out. Let's take a look at some of these. Kimberly posted this sweet photo of her family that includes 3 rescue dogs. All of them have special needs, and they clearly found their forever homes. Kimberly says their St. Bernard Mowgli is a greeter at their bed and breakfast, the Red Cone Lodge at Crescent Lake. And check out this adventurer named Casper. I love this shot. It's great with the sunglasses. Oh man, that pup's owner says they went out for an afternoon wind ride yesterday. It looks like it. And Natalie posted this shot of her cat, Miss Zoe, beautiful black cat. She says she likes to play fetch and, quote, window shop for birds and squirrels. And Anitra's cat knows how to party. Oh yeah, the cat looks like partying it up. It's actually named Loki and is helping himself to some fresh catnip. And it's not just cats and dogs. Heather shared this picture of her rescue buddies, Violet and Beowulf, looking good together there. Heather says she has the most giant and possibly laziest dwarf hamster. Take a look out, chunky peanut butter there, hanging out. And finally, check out Toothless, a bearded dragon trying to pass as an Easter bunny. Okay, I like that too. Now you can share your photos and stories of the good stuff happening in your community. All you have to do is text us at 503-226-5088, or you can email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. We're going to show more of your pet photos throughout the show tonight. When we come back, we're visiting a bakery that's been making special treats for local families for 100 years. How they got their start in the early 1900s in a Portland garage. Welcome back to The Good Stuff, and today we are celebrating a big anniversary for one local business. The Helen Bernhard Bakery in Northeast Portland has now been a part of our community for 100 years. China Green went behind the counter to learn more about their recipe for success.
It is a staple.
A Portland staple.
We get a lot of people that are fifth and probably coming up on sixth generation customers.
Buying
to die for baked goods.
Their favorite treat.
I come here for the eclairs mainly.
At Helen Bernhard Bakery, celebrating 100 years this year.
I think she would be 143 today. She was one of the original woman-owned businesses in Portland.
But current owner Michael Snad says the recipe for a business thriving for a century starts with knowing who Helen Bernhard was.
Pretty fiery. She had men working for her. She was a short little German lady that was sweet but also stern and knew how to run a business.
She was a minister's wife who started baking cakes for family and friends in the early 1900s at the original location of the bakery, the Bernhard House.
It was actually located right next door. There's an old house that was built 1900 or earlier, but there was a little tiny garage on the side that she sold out of for the first probably 15 years.
100 years later, this building has become the spot for generations of families to buy the sugary centerpieces for all the special occasions.
We go from gender reveal cakes to graduation from high school, graduation from college.
The full circle of life.
Probably the hardest part is after 14 years, I've lost a few customers that we won't see, and then somebody will order something for a memorial, and I was like, oh, that was a special person to me.
Head baker Rob Fisher is one of many who fulfills those orders.
A lot of our longtime regular customers have come and gone.
And says many things have changed outside these four walls over the years, but inside.
For as long as I've worked here, same type of cookies, same type of cakes. We really don't like to change anything.
And he knows. Just ask him the year he started working here.
That was 1978. I believe Jimmy Carter was president.
Not too long after that is when Rhonda Sater first walked through these doors. She's been buying baked goods here for,
I'm thinking about 35 years.
And is happy things haven't changed.
Why, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Because despite dozens of new and old bakeries around, people will drive 30 minutes to an hour.
Specifically to come here.
Because after 100 years,
you just feel special when you walk in.
The recipe for success and the literal recipes are just that good.
We've been coming to this bakery for quite a few years, and this is our favorite bakery. We've found no other around.
What a sweet story. Next on The Good Stuff, it's a phone in the middle of the woods, not hooked up to any kind of lines, but it's giving people a connection to loved ones they thought they'd never talk to again. But first, here are some more of your photos to celebrate National Pet Day. Welcome back. Phone booths are relics of the past, but what if they could connect you to your past? That's the wish of a mom hoping to reunite body and spirit on Washington's Whidbey Island. Eric Wilkinson has a story.
Off a gravel trail, inside Whidbey Island's Trustland Trails Park, sits a phone booth where words ride on the wind.
Hi, Grandma. It's me. Just wanted to give you an update on life.
A sort of airway to heaven.
But I feel so blessed that there is a wind phone now on the island.
Liz Owen Williams uses what's called a wind phone to speak with her grandmother.
Last time you saw her, she was only 4.
Grandma Eileen died in 2013 at 98 years old.
We miss you immensely every day.
The old rotary telephone Liz uses isn't connected to any transmission lines, but Liz believes it's connected to something greater.
The majority of my conversations are quiet or they're through prayers. Picking up a phone is a different type of conversation that you're able to have.
It makes it more tangible.
It is. It's definitely tangible.
This particular wind phone is a creation of Susie Reynolds. Rooted in Japanese culture, it's a place where anyone can come, lift the receiver, and have a personal conversation with someone who's passed on.
I hope they're able to find some private time and really just let out what they've been holding in.
Susie and her husband built the booth so those feeling the loss of a loved one or those living far away from their final resting places need only pick up the handle and connect.
Hey there. I just really hope that you're proud of how I'm doing with our children. I hope that you're at peace now.
Lee Bunch Kushnerite is still mourning the loss of her husband Joshua, who passed 5 years ago.
Thank you for taking care of the kids and I, even after you were gone.
Joshua died by suicide, leaving Lee and their children on their own. She's brought the kids to the booth so they can tell their late dad a lifetime of words otherwise left unsaid. Call it prayer, meditation, or simply therapy, Lee says it works.
I can't think of any healthier way for grieving. We left with smiles on our faces. We did cry, but they were happy tears.
Under this tree, we have his ashes in a bio urn.
For Susie, the creation of the phone booth is intensely personal. Her baby boy Danny died 3 years ago after just 1 week on this earth.
I mean, I've never felt whole since he's been gone. For a while, it just felt like empty and like my arms were searching for this thing that I couldn't hold or touch.
Now,
hey, baby. It's been a crazy month.
she can speak to her beloved baby boy whenever she wants.
I miss you all the time. I spent some time out in your garden yesterday with Angie.
Tearful, honest conversations. Words never heard face to face, but spoken from the heart. And while Susie says the wind phone is helping her heal, she believes it's Danny who's helping the others to do the same.
He lived for 1 week, and the impact his life made has just been incredible. I mean, the lives that he's touched.
It's a gift from the Reynolds family to their community. Sentiments sent to the sky, carried by the winds, and received by hurting hearts.
Knowing that it's helping other people grieve and other people connect, it really does help me in my process.
Welcome back. Hey, we've got something for you to do. Washington State University needs your help naming their newest variety of apple. For more than 20 years, the apple has gone by the name WA64, WA obviously for WA. Now they're holding a contest for you to submit the best name for it, because that's certainly not it. They say it's a hybrid of a Honeycrisp apple and a Crips pink apple. They've described it as pink-hued, firmly crisp, and both sweet and tart. You can find the submission form at wsu.edu/WA64 contest. The contest closes May 5th. I put one in. I think it's a good one. Name that apple. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks so much for joining us and enjoying some of the good stuff with us. Before we go, let's take a few more looks at your beautiful pet pictures. Have a great night, everyone.